Then we
Please.
stopped it on that.
Let's bring in Leroy because I want to get his reaction to this AP bulletin. Leroy, this is stunning. The AP announcing just a couple of minutes ago that the committee's picks were misconstrued, and they actually have Ohio State as the 3, not the 4.
That's
Why
crazy.
it took until Wednesday to figure that out, I don't know. Someone has some answering to do. But I want to get your thoughts on the Ohio State-Michigan rematch now that they've rejuggled this thing.
It's garbage because and first of all, Jay, get rid of your damn smirk. Okay. Hey, let me tell you what. Let me tell you why.
I was like, hold it. You gotta hold it.
Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. Before all of this came out, I sent Jay a text. And the text basically said, I want the committee to do that same garbage they did to Michigan last year to try to keep Georgia from playing Alabama again.
Right.
Okay? They did it last year.
Also, you didn't want that Ohio State smoke.
No, it got nothing to do with that.
Oh.
Guess what? Michigan should not have played Georgia the first game last year. They dropped Michigan after winning the Big Ten championship. So you telling me this year they're going to do it again? They're not going to do it? No. Hell no. So I was just saying, bring that same, if you don't want to see two teams from the same conference playing, you ain't got to admit it, but you got to do it with your actions. And guess what?
Yeah.
That's what they did.
They did.
So
hey, by the way, Leroy and Jay and everybody else, here's the thing. Right now, there's a lot of traditionalists, which I don't know how you're a traditionalist with college football anymore because there is no tradition,
gone.
who don't like the fact that Ohio State could play Michigan a second time. There's probably some people that are bothered by that.
Yeah.
But guess what? Once we go to 12 playoff teams, and once we go to no divisions in the Big Ten, they may play 3 times in a year.
It's possible they could play 3 times.
If they get rid of divisions, it might happen regularly.
It will probably happen every year if they get rid of the divisions.
Why?
Yeah.
I wonder how they would
Here's
do
what
the
I wish they would do. Here's what I wish they would do with the divisions. I don't want them to get rid of the divisions. But what I would like them to do is reseed them every year. So you would go, however you finish, you alternate. So 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 2, 4, 6, 8.
You know what, Leroy? That's really interesting.
I like that, but I would go 1 and 4 in one division, 2 and 3 in the other.
No. I'm talking about for the Big Ten.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, no, he's not talking about bracket
because here's what happens.
I love that idea. I love it.
You have Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State, Illinois, all on the same side, which is all your ranked teams.
And I hate
whoever you play in the championship,
no points.
Right.
No points. You get no points for that.
And it's not the players' fault that you got the divisions as such.
That's why they
Leroy,
need to get rid of the divisions.
I think this is brilliant. I don't know if this is your idea or you've heard it from someone else, but this is brilliant. There are in soccer, I think it's the European League.
I'm down for
I don't know much about soccer. They get relegated.
Yep.
So that means, like in baseball, if a team wants to tank and get a first-round draft pick, nothing's punitive about it.
Well, they do have a lottery now for the first time.
They do,
yeah.
And it evens it out. It keeps a team from doing that. The NBA's done that for years. But what I love about Leroy's idea is it would change the divisions every year based on the strength of those divisions. So instead of having this East Division that has all of the powers, and then you've got Nebraska and Rutgers and a bunch of pushovers.
Which has been the case for a while, except for Wisconsin.
Purdue in the Big Ten championship game is a miss.
Even still, whether they went no divisions or did this, Michigan and Ohio State would still play each other most years.
I'd rather
in the Big Ten championship.
But here, in a lot of instances, you're still going to play the game. They might play back-to-back games. I'm fine with that. But
I am too.
Here's the problem.
If one is good, two is better.
The one thing that you can avoid is what's happening every year. Is that Michigan plays Ohio State basically for the Big Ten championship.
Right.
And depending on where the other team is, they're going to be at 5 or 6 or even higher getting into the to the playoff, when in actuality you could split them up and at least have the strength of schedule as such that it makes it more of a possibility
That's a genius
that
idea.
two teams could get there.
So you just want to re-put
Every single year it
Every
changes.
year.
And you know what?
Man,
Here's what you do,
get rid of the
Leroy.
divisions.
Let's further develop your idea before you
because
call the Big
USC
Ten
and
commissioner.
UCLA coming.
The divisions are going to be called even and odd. In the odd division,
Why are you
going
going to take a perfully good idea and ruin it?
No, I ruined it.
Even
By the-
in odd divisions?
By the way,
even and odd? The 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11.
By the way,
I know.
Going
wait
one.
a second. You
2,
guys
4,
both
6,
have the
6.
same idea, and you're both wrong. Let me make it even better.
Oh, Bull's
I'm
got
with
it.
I'm
Hold
with
on.
Bull.
It's
Hold
got to
on.
be Division 1 should be 1 and 4. Division 2 should be 2 and
No,
3.
here's
no.
why.
How
Here's
about
why.
it's just
Otherwise,
no,
the one division will always have the better one in each
I'm going
grouping.
to tell you
no
why that's a bad
divisions.
idea.
Just
Tell me
give it-
why.
there's no
In most years, Ohio
Yeah.
State and Michigan are 1 and 2. But if that happens, they are automatically in opposite divisions.
Right.
If for them to be in the same division, Ohio State or Michigan 1 would have to be all the way down to 3.
Right.
I don't think you want those teams in the same division.
But my way, your way has them in the same division at 1 and
rid
3.
of the-
I'm
it-
saying
no.
Bulls
Normally they
there's
finish
no way.
1 and 2.
No, he's saying
Who?
1 and 4. 2
I'm
and 3 would
saying
be the
1
same.
and 4 in one division, 2 and 3 in the other division.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
So
That
you're
makes
saying
sense.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
So each time this side gets the higher seeded team.
Yes.
I'm saying 1, 2,
No, but it's
3,
not a
4.
tournament. It's not like a bracket. They're
I
just in the
understand
same
that.
division.
I understand that, but I think it's more evenly balanced the way
think
I'm
that-
doing it versus the way you're doing
I think it'll be perfectly balanced if they just
Here's-
get rid of
it. We're
the-
too far in the weeds. though.
Here's what I
Mike,
think.
at least you understand.
Here's what I'm gonna ask you this question, Leroy, because this is if they I'm fast forwarding it, but if Ohio State and Michigan play in the national championship, that's that's the biggest game in the history of Bo.
You
and
imagine
Woody,
for the ratings for that game?
all the way across. But I'm gonna ask you
That's
this.
why this is going to happen. I think Leroy's idea is
I'm
going to happen.
gonna ask you this.
I think it's brilliant.
I
Yeah.
ain't never seen a man make it to the national championship and still get fired. If Ryan Day goes and plays Michigan in the national
No,
championship,
they're not going to fire him.
After they would've beaten Georgia?
and they watch Harbaugh raise that trophy over his head, and if the score is bad, he's out of here. I'm telling you. I'm letting you know that right now.
Can I just tell you this?
Their 2 losses would have been to the national champion.
If you get past
True.
if you get past Georgia,
Win.
we ain't
win,
having this conversation.
Win.
No, he's not getting fired no matter what. Not this year.
On the other hand, if they beat Georgia and Michigan, then all the dopes that said fire Ryan Day are going to look like even bigger
Titus,
assholes.
where
He'll
are you
get
on the fire
extension.
Ryan Day conversation?
Yeah.
You
gonna-
can't.
I've
listen,
always said not to
guys,
fi-
you can't fire a coach on one game.
No way. No way.
Now,
I've always
you
said
look,
that
the
he's-
difference between him and John Cooper was Michigan wasn't John Cooper's only loss. Stop acting like he
Right.
just couldn't get past Michigan.
And that was a decade, too, not
Cooper was
No,
one
you're
year.
wrong
Was
on
one-
that, though.
yeah, I'm
There
about
were-
to
there
say.
were 3 times. John Cooper was 1-9-1 against
I'm about to
Michigan.
say.
That's why he got fired.
Cooper's teams was ridiculous.
There were 3 times that John Cooper went into that game undefeated.
Yeah,
And when
but
you're
that
Ohio
was.
State and you're undefeated.
But Jay,
going
that
into
was
that
still
game, you're
over
ranked number
a
1.
decade where Ryan Day's
Right.
1 and 2. I mean,
absolutely.
yeah.
But you know, I want to make it clear. Leroy's making it sound like
No,
had
he got
trouble
fired
beating
for
other
that.
Teams.
Yes.
He didn't have problems beating other teams. He beat there were 3 times he went into that damn game undefeated
Yeah, you
and
can't-
lost.
yeah.
You can't do that.
Y'all underestimating the power of the moment.
Y'all got to cut
In
it
that-
out.
in that
This
moment-
this is why he
No,
won't get fired.
you got the wrong M word.
You can't.
The wrong M word. You mean the power of the money.
Yeah,
That's
and
right.
you're
It
being
ain't
a
the
prisoner of
moment.
the moment.
And
You
the
can't-
boosters.
you
It's the
can't-
money.
I'm the knee-jerk reaction guy.
Who you gonna replace him
Why,
with?
that's
is
why
the
my
question.
ACLs is bad.
Look
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Relationship.
Wait a minute.
My knees
How you
been doing this forever.
Hey, how you gonna be a knee-jerk reaction guy and cut your food up into baby pieces? It seems like you're real methodical.
I wish I could have been a fly.
Hey, Leroy, we haven't talked about the Browns. What the hell are we doing?
So here's the deal. First of all, that offensive lineman that's standing around doing nothing,
Told you.
Yeah, Jedrick Wills.
he don't know what he's doing.
That's right.
Joe Thomas said as much last week.
When you ever have questions about a person standing around, it's not because he don't want to. It's not because he's not athletic. It's not because he doesn't have heart. It's because he's unsure of what to do.
So
And
it's
that
a
happens
playbook
too
issue.
much with him.
It's a playbook thing, right?
Yes, absolutely.
That's fixable.
Absolutely.
That's on him.
Yeah,
Yeah, and that is
that's
on
on
him.
him.
Yeah.
That's on him.
Why not the coaches?
Dude, you get it from a playbook. Learn it.
Why
No.
not? No. Why?
Because
maybe,
here-
maybe they coaching
because here-
it. It's something. It's
Because
clearly
the other
a
guys seem to know what's
it's
going on.
clearly a disconnect
This is
somewhere.
his third year in the league.
Ty.
I mean, come on.
Ty,
get-
let me tell you why.
Whoa, when it was on the defense, it was Joe Woods. So why can't this be
Ty.
Kevin
That's fair.
Stefanski?
That's fair.
Hey, Ty.
I'll tell you
Ty,
why.
I'm gonna tell you why right now.
No, Leroy wants in.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Leroy.
I'm gonna tell you why. Because when you working at practice and they doing it at a speed you could pick it up, and then when you see the same action in the game, sometimes it catch you off guard, right?
Okay.
And it's like that for everybody. You look at the secondary. How many times does the secondary blow coverage and they like, we worked on this all week? Say, no, you ain't working at this speed. And so from that standpoint, that happens. And it
Well,
happens with
that's-
offensive linemen a lot.
That's the same thing on defense.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So it's on the player.
But and
If
then on
ultimately
that play
the
you were
player
talking
can't
about,
learn the playbook.
Ty.
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
Ty,
And
Thank you.
Ty,
Thank you so
Ty.
much.
however,
I appreciate
however,
it.
one second,
I thought
Leroy.
everybody see that. Thank you.
However, the reality
always
is
said that.
that the defense as a whole has been a disaster, whereas the offense as a whole has been good.
And here's the other thing. And this is why I'm saying player. In this instance, he's always the guy that's going.
He's always do.
Right.
Where am I? Am I in Nebraska? Where
Ain't
am I
nobody-
right
ain't
now?
nobody else
Where
up there
on
doing
the
that.
defense, the breakdown has been this player and this player,
Right.
that player and this player, and everybody's breaking down.
That's not true.
You've
That's
told me.
That's not
No,
true.
Hey,
Taki's clearly
so
out of
Ty-
position here. JOK doesn't know what he's doing here.
was I wrong?
I got to tell you, Denzel took the wrong bait here. Like, you've given me a lot of different names on that defensive secondary and linebacker core that have been in the wrong place.
But it's all been because of they just didn't understand the
But
playbook.
do all the offensive linemen look lost, or is
No.
it just one?
just one.
Thank
Hey,
you,
something
Leroy.
you like. Hey, here's the other thing. Ty,
Skills
on that play where
players
Deshaun threw that
From the
pick,
coaches.
on the play where Deshaun threw that pick,
Yeah.
it's a moot point if the tight end get out in the flat.
Oh, that's what I
Absolutely.
just said.
Yeah.
Because
that corner gotta respect it.
He would because here's what he would have had. That cornerback got to go get that tight end, or he walks into the end zone, and now you got two crossing routes with one safety. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
What I said.
And
So you got 11 coming across. If 84 gets out, he dump it off and score. Right?
It's wide open.
Or that corner got to come
That corner
up.
got to respect it, and
Gotta come up.
then
Because
5 got to go with
because
11
it's like,
and Amari
it's almost,
Cooper.
here. It's almost
numbers
like a
game.
cover 2. It's almost like a cover 2 mentality.
And
That
by the
corner
way,
is going to back up until somebody flashes.
show the play one more time and tell me who Farrell Brown touches on this play.
Who
84.
84 is
84.
Farrell
I
Brown.
can't even read the numbers.
So I don't know.
You know what he was in there
My
for?
deal is
to get
that-
Jedrick Wills help.
And he didn't block
needs-
nobody.
Am I wrong?
That's probably
But-
why.
but-
That's
but-
probably
but-
exactly what it is.
Here, I can pretty much guarantee you one or two things happen. And this happened to me before. Where we get in the huddle, we know you got a beast on that edge, and that tackle will look up at me and say, give me a little chippy chip.
Chip.
Right. And so what ends up happening is I go out there to chip, he leave, and I got that beast on me. And then get to the sideline and the coach say, you have no blocking responsibility. Why didn't you get underneath that corner? You see?
Yep.
Now, he ain't hit nobody. So that's easy pickings.
Yeah.
You basically got a corner that have to decide, am I going to back up and keep chasing DPJ, or am I going to come up and get this tight end? And so it's all the little things that happen offensively. Keep in mind, it didn't look like nobody blocked, so Deshaun had to make a decision quicker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Let's bring Robert
so you
in,
have
too.
all these things. It's like the end result was bad. But there's a lot of smaller things that happen during that play that need to be corrected. I think, and here's what I would say about the guard, is that it almost looks like anytime they run any type of games where they stunt and slant inside, he want to block the guy. He want to block his guy. And he want that guy to line up in front of him. If they move, he would do that signal like Ty. Danger! Danger! They moving.
You know what? On that note, bring Robert.
Yeah, bring
in.
Robert Smith in.
You've had it with Robert.
I'm done.
By
with
the way,
you.
Robert,
Done with him.
I was listening to the Howard Stern show. I don't know if you heard about this, but I was listening to the Howard Stern show. I don't know if it was earlier this week or last week, and they were playing a bunch of clips that, taken out of context, sounded like they could have been
I saw this.
sexual innuendo.
And he on there.
And the first clip they played was Robert Smith.
Talking about
Really?
running the ball. No, it was
It was about a tight end.
No, it was about a receiver catching the ball. He says, "You the one that said suck the balls in?"
Nah, I
Okay,
can't.
I
He
swear
said
it was him.
something about that guy's got a. This guy's a great. I thought it was about like somebody's tight end, whatever. You know.
Right.
It was obviously he's talking football, but the
whole
out
idea
of
the segment is
context
to
the
take
clip.
things and yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah.
Oh,
We
it was
had a couple of those
it was
moments.
on Howard. It was on Howard Stern though.
Yeah.
I'll have to check that one out.
Yeah. It was
know,
really, it was really funny.